And if you didn't, that's okay. But there are some levels today you guys could have definitely catch on some of the short side, right? There were some levels that we had identified on the chart. I actually deleted all the charts. Let me see if I can. I don't even know how far I can bring it back. Well, that's okay. We know what we did. So we were in a 2-day balance as we talked about, right? And we knew about the levels that we had, right? We identified this as that balance high, if you guys recall. And then we had the 90 was like right here. It was the, I believe this was our range high. And then we had the range low here as well at 73. And those levels still stay intact because from, I know we had the sell off, but did anything change in terms of who's in control?
No, not really.
Not really, guys. I mean, think about it. We went above the 2-day value area high right here. We went above it, right? So this was the level, if you recall, being actually asked, should we use the weekly, I think, or something? But I said, let's stick to using 2 days at that time.
Yeah.
It made more sense because of, if 2 days are identical, slightly off, you're better off of using 2 days than using, the 1 day. So that was the idea behind it. And then once I get this figured out, this was the value area high that we had for 2-day value area high. And I said, this would be the level. If you crack below this level, most likely you're going to come back and hit that. And I don't know what I did wrong, but it was actually perfect hit today when I had it. It hit really, really nicely here. And then, of course, we bounced a couple of points. So now, if you want to see, right, and I even asked you guys last night, what would it mean if we come back here and we don't crack and we bounce? And all of you guys collectively said that we want prices higher. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Well, if we want the prices higher, then where should we go now to be bullish? If you want to be bullish, what do you want to see?
I want it over the POC.
Well, ideally, you want it, you have, when you look at this profile here, you want it over this node here. If I was to be really aggressive bullish, right, I would want it over this node here. Because if you crack this volume node, then most likely you're going to hit 909, which is about 8 points. And then if you get inside the value area, which you probably would, at that point, you're targeting this VPOC here at 916, right? So that's how I would play this on the upper side, right? But right now, everything's shifted, right? The POC shifted, the value area shifted. And I'm surprised that we had this type of shape actually here. I thought the volume would be shifted, right? And it would give us a B shape. Because if this was a B shape, would it be better or worse for bears?
Better.
It would mean there was a strong liquidation at the top. And just looking at the profile, and I have no idea until I look at my TPOs, this is typically what I would, based on volume, I would say this is a poor high. And I explained to you guys before, I believe in the class, how can you tell on volume profile if it's a poor high? You guys remember? How can I tell on volume profile if it's a poor high?
Single print?
Not on volume profile.
Oh,
the top is not cut off. It's like kind of flat up there.
It's basically cutoff is sharp, right? Meaning you have a line. So right here on the bottom, you see how it has tiny little lines. So this is not a poor low. This is probably access low. So that's what that means. So now when I look at it, we'll switch TPOs, but I'm assuming this is a poor high. We'll check the
It
assumption.
is. It is.
So now when you look at it, you have this major shelf here where they reaccumulated, but they didn't really sell off hard, right? So, and we know that there's a high chance when you think about this, the 3-day balance that we had, not 3-day balance, 2-day balance that we had, that level did not really change. All right, so I'm grabbing a little bit more data here, I believe right now I am, yeah. And that did not shift. So that still remains our level here for price action tomorrow. So I would expect for them to visit this pretty much overnight here tonight. it would make sense that they do this right here shortly. Okay. So if they crack this 88, right, then most likely we're gonna hit the POC. I would not be very bearish here. They can set a lot of traps tomorrow. I guess what's the name? Tesla had a pretty bad ER. So if they drop this and reclaim, you have no business shorting at all if this is reclaimed. As soon as they drop and if they reclaim this, you have to be careful. If it's a look below and fail, you have to be aware that's going to be a higher low and this is going to come off of POC, and most likely you're targeting somewhere around here for, you know, a revisit. And I would say on any good day, if you can catch, you know, 18 or 16 points, I'm sorry, here equal 16 points, that's pretty good. So that's something I would watch, and I'm pretty certain they want to auction there just because now they have to liquidate some of their positions, right? Maybe the market was a little too long. The CTAs, the JP Morgan, I believe, at Goldman Sachs were very long. So I wouldn't be shocked if they fix that here. Other than that, I mean, structurally not much change because we didn't really put in, you know, we didn't go back in a range. We didn't really put a lower low. For us to be framing down, what's the level you guys should be looking out for?
Below 874?
That'd be 89, right? Because this is your PDL. Right. So this is going to be your previous day low. So if we are able to close tomorrow below it, then I would say if we crack this tomorrow, the chances of us hitting this 82 and potentially 74, or this level that shifted a little bit, excuse me, 74 and a half becomes very, very crucial. And below that, you know that you had that this POC, I would say 9 out of 10 times, if you go back whenever they have a short cover rally, these POCs tend to hold and bounce. And we've had a handful of type like similar setups where we bounced off of levels like this. So I would definitely watch, you know, if they're able to crack below 74, they have 7 points right below. I would watch for, you know, lose and reclaim this level. If you see, you know, footprint chart and you see that they're really selling this off, well, you know, this is your value area high and you lose the POC. Look at the volume here. There's, you know, not really much happening there. So I would target somewhere around 28 and not during the day. I don't think this can happen. Well, it can, but that's quite a drop, right? That's 50 points. But I would target somewhere in between. Maybe we could find some levels here, right, that we've had before. Well, I don't think we would have much here. But I would definitely target somewhere in between here, around 50, based on these nodes that we have. There's one at 54, but we'll find it on TPOs. But I don't see any volume here at all. Okay. So let me turn on TPOs real quick. I caught 130 points today on NQ. I woke up, took short, and I walked away. It was a really good trade for me. Alright, so we're holding on to this node here, so I'm pretty sure we want this. Then we have the VPOC node. I'm trying to see what level is there in between. So there's about 46. Everything is below here at 60s or so. Yeah, this is big here. I mean, they could very well go here, 13. Let's see if these TPs are going to show up today or. it is. Oh. All right. What do you guys see here on the bottom? This is more of a test question for a lot of you. Let me do something.
Понял, так храпит.
What do you guys see here? Actually, what's happening here? Let me hide candles. Can you guys see it?
Spike in the end period.
Ah, there you go. So what would that mean for tomorrow?
Revisit.
Well, not necessarily, right? What's important about the spike, and where would you guys mark it? I want to make sure you guys know where to mark it. This was your L period right here, right? L period low was at 4899, and then M period went below that. So where's your spike? Where's your spike start?
Under the M period.
95.
So it starts right here. This is your spike. Because this was the low of the L period. The M period was the last 30 minutes, remember? This is the period that spiked below.
What?
Does that make sense?
Wouldn't that be the M? Wouldn't we be looking at M and N then?
M as in Mary. N period is the settle period.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yep. N period is your 15 minutes.
All right. I misheard you.
Yep. So yeah, sorry. M as in Mary is this is your spike base. So what's important here for newer people is, do we open above equals bullish, or do we open, I'm writing a paragraph here, you open below is bearish, right? What if you open within the spike in this case?
It's still somewhat bearish, but not
That's
as
correct.
bearish.
That is correct. Still bearish.
I guess, what are you considering in the spike?
Where's the spike?
You talking about the
Where's-
M
So-
to N, just that whole region?
Hold on one second. Let me
It's like
make sure
double
these-
print.
So L period was the low.
Yep.
M period is the one in the last period you spike down. So your base is here. That means your spike in between, anything
That's to the
between
bottom of the
here.
M.
That's correct. So this would be the bottom and this would be the top. So if you open within here, that's very bearish. If you open above the spike, what would that mean? It means you're rejecting the price is lower and they're not being accepted and validated at those levels. If you open right below this, let's say 95, then we know the drill. Don't fight too much. We're gonna go lower. Is anyone confused? Okay, if you are, most of you should be up to speed. Just maybe some of your people.
So you're not looking at end period really at all because that one kind of doesn't count.
End period is a settle period. I don't care for it.
Okay, so basically just that.
That's 4 to 415. Yeah, I only look at them as the last one. The trading view is different. Quant Tower is different. Ninja is different. I don't think Ninja has an end period, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so is everybody comfortable with this? What it means? If you're not, just say it. It's okay if you're not. If we open below here, bearish. Below this, super bearish. If you open above this, you're not accepting prices lower. Freak in your, does this make sense?
Yes.
All right, so let me go back and this feature is really cool. I don't know, I kind of like it. Let's see. Oh, what did I do? So we do have some access low here.
Right this minute, we're in it, I guess.
I think we're at like 96. 96 and a half. Yeah, I got filled at 94 for long. POCs right here. I mean, this is, it is a poor high, but not a very strong one. In terms of context, right? Considering you're running all-time highs, you would expect that if you're gonna run down, you would expect to see this. And then when you look at this top on a cumulative profile, what does this mean?
A completed auction.
Yeah, it's definitely a completed auction. So I don't know if this is a poor high. You can make it based on the context of the market, but from the volume and the auction perspective, actually completed. So.
Huh.
Okay, I think it's gonna be about this tomorrow, how we open in relationship to this. This is gonna drive the rest of the day pretty much is gonna be where do we open? If we open below, we're gonna go down. If we open below and then they absorb this and they pop above, what is this? 48. I'm not used to saying 48.99 on ES. 48.99. It's like a NQ number in my head.
It's
If you
crazy.
oh, it's just pretty wild. If we open, let's say we lose it and then we reclaimed it, you want to be careful shorting. Because there could be a lot of people that, piled in on a short towards the late of the day. And you want to be careful because if they start closing, because this right here, you had, accumulation right here at 350 and look, they went above, failed, but this here does not scream, like confidence on volume here, even though it's late. But let's see tomorrow. That's why the spike's going to be super, super important tomorrow. And then if I don't have a headache, I'll be on the whole day pretty much tomorrow. So as of right now, I don't have a really strong headache, so I should be on.
So if we're looking at NQ and we're taking just
I'll
the
take a look.
M below the L, we basically have the area directly below value low.
Can't tell you till I see this one. The path of least resistance on NQ is where?
I believe you mentioned
Down.
This is definitely down.
Skinny belly.
This is 100% down. Watch right now on NQ here. Let them come up to this level here. Might be an entry for sure. Might be even here. I just want to see something. Ooh. Yeah. This is very close to a short level. And ES is about to hit a seller right here, right now. I'm actually gonna trail on ES here.
An interesting thing, Shorty, is the weekly forming value area high on NQ is at 636, which is exactly where the after hours hit and rejected for this NQ after hours.
Let's see NQ. So NQ, everything points to 467. And I mean, they have a gap here, right? They have a tiny little gap. So it hasn't been filled, right? And this is definitely a poor high, or at least, it's not. Let me hide this a little bit. There it goes. Finally load it. So we have some access low here on this one. A period. Okay, this was all in end period. So we have a poor high here. There's also a spike here. See now the spike you're talking about. All right, well, you tell me where's the spike here.
I would say based on it is the M period, so it would be from 613.75 to
This is what I have right here.
602.5.
Mine
Yeah.
stops right here. Yeah.
My squares are it's probably a different size than yours. But
Yeah, yeah.
basically it's the same thing.
What's your tick size?
Let me check. 15.
Whoa. Okay.
Are you at 10?
I'm at 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So on NQ, this is your spike base. And this is your spike end. Okay, same story as ES.
14 to 4. Huh?
So now let me just look at electronic. Look where they're bouncing.
Yep.
Every time they're hitting. So now I would not be shocked if they kind of reject here on NQ and reverse here. Let's see. It would be surprising if they don't reject right here, right now at 1675. This would be really unusual. But let's see. If I was to short it, I would have shorted it here. I probably would have had stop loss like right here, just because of this ledge. This is your friend. All right, I took short. So yeah, I would play this the same way. When you think about this, let me go on this model here on the RTH. Pretty skinny though. I mean, there's not a lot of focus anywhere on time. You guys see that? I guess there's about 6 wide. I mean, you have a really decent excess high here. Pretty good. Yeah. So this is gonna be it tomorrow. I mean, it depends where we open. We open below this. If we open below this on NQ, I would say the odds of you hitting that POC on the bottom there, man, they just increase quite a bit. Put these candles. This should be some PO, man. It's just this TPO takes forever to calculate. If anyone took that short, you're up $110, $15. Yeah, I honestly think we're gonna hit this here tomorrow. I'm trying to put some notes for you guys, so at least you have a little bit of context for this. And you guys, does anyone need a link to TradingView? You guys all have it.
Are you gonna put it in your corner, Shorty's corner?
Yeah, I can put it there if you guys. Well, usually it's the same link. That's why I'm asking.
Oh.
And we're bouncing here. So, okay. So I would definitely target this. As long as you open below the spike, you can kind of go here and enjoy it. We should definitely pull that. If we crack this, I mean, just to kind of give you an idea, right? Let's say they crack this level that we have here. So now take a look where the next level would be on. I'm just gonna hide everything here. Do you guys see anything interesting here? They crack the level, right? If you crack this weekly POC on the bottom, where would you target next?
Double POC range.
Should be double POC,
The
right?
red one all the way to the bottom.
You also have this, I promise you're gonna have buyers step in here. Why would the buyers show up here?
The gap?
I mean, this is the area where they had created a balance. They created a higher high on the value area high. They're gonna come in and test them to make sure that they're still sitting around. Right? But other than that, now when you zoom out, and let's say we go on 3 hours. Gonna hide bottom volume for a second. And you hide this guy. And you use this. So the way I would play this, right, is if you look at this from, let's grab it from here. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt for the top. Look at this right here now. So about 16,967 would be doable. And that's this run. The run that you should be interested in for now,
Алло.
going back, is this one here, right?
Где
So,
ты проспал? Где ты пропал опять?
everything's pointing towards that we're gonna hit most likely this 17,124 if we lose this 468. This is not a daily level. I would say this takes a little bit more time. But when you think about, I want to delete everything I did here, but let's see. Where was your accumulation on NQ, right? Was this the accumulation that they had last time? Is this the zone? And then within
Yeah.
that
Looks
zone,
like it.
I would say they had another one inside here, right? So if you cannot hold this level, if you can't hold this 124, naturally, you know, the rules of values, if they can't build value or find value here to defend it, well, those buyers, they don't want to buy at the highest level, right? They want to go here and they're going to try to buy at the bottom here, which would make sense when you look at the bigger picture. The POC is going to be here, right? And there's the POC. So then if they crack this, right, if there's any initiation on selling, then you're targeting, I mean, this is pretty far, right? I mean, even though we ran this in a couple of days, but you're looking at about 1,200 points drop, right? So if they lose that level, it's gonna be quick. And you can slice and dice this multiple ways, right? I prefer, considering that we are what, a few days trading in the month left. I would say this is not bad to look at the monthly levels because I don't think they're gonna shift those value areas much anymore. So let's see. No, not TPO, sorry. PVP.
They got jobless claims and other
Right.
news tomorrow coming
I
up here.
don't care
Durable
anymore
goods.
about jobless claims.
Well, I mean, don't you think that'll give us a 50-point swing?
Oh, it will give you a lot more tomorrow
At
with
least?
all of the earnings. No, I agree. I just numbers as numbers. I just don't care anymore. I gave up on any logic on numbers.
They always just do the opposite of what makes sense.
Well, I mean, they've revised every job report for how long now? I mean, I think they revised 11 out of 12 job reports. Yesterday, eBay, Amazon, Google, a lot of big boys announced layoffs. So I'm not sure how they're making that up, right? I have really no clue.
Wait, they announced more?
Yeah, a lot more. What's today? And I'll give you a hint. This is January. Oh, February 14th. It's gonna be a big news day in the corporate world.
Layoffs is a good thing because then it cuts down the costs for the companies.
Yeah, increases your margin, right? So a lot of companies have like deteriorating margins right now because people started waking up, they started spending less, and these had higher prices, but their costs were higher. When they're not buying at those higher prices, they have to reduce the price. So therefore their margin goes away, their EPS goes away. You heard, I don't know if you guys, Elon Musk said, that they're expecting a slowdown on sales or whatnot. If the demand is so good, you never discount your product. And I think we talked about this before on Tesla. I mean, if you have to lower your demand, lower your price in China, it's not a good sign for your, demand in China. And of course, your sales are gonna, I would say, suffer as well too. And being valued as a non-car company, and you're now hitting margins of a car company, something doesn't add up. I would buy Tesla at 60. That's my target. I mean, they hit that level. I don't know if you guys know, but they hit the level to a penny here after hours. I never removed this yet. And look, they're going below. They have, this opens up, right? And I played one contract. I left it just because of this right here. I thought, well, they had a sell-off, and if they wanted to rip the market, they could use Tesla to propel it. I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla in the morning grounds up to 209 right out of the gate. And people get excited, and that's where they short it from. But this now has definitely, room to 167, 168.40. So another $27 drop. Apple, I think, hit 190 something. Yeah, Apple hit 190 here. This is just bananas.
Everyone's expecting a market top here and for it to crumble, and then people get inputs. Wouldn't they run it higher, or no?
I mean, it depends on the positioning, right? So that's a game, I would say, for newbies to predict and anticipate. I can't tell you if they're not going to run it higher or lower, right? I can tell you where the buyers will be and where I expect the sellers to show up. Whether the strength and the aggression of those people that show up at those levels unmatched by the opposition, that's a different story. And that's what I care for, Shamu. I really can't tell you. I look at this and I look at the path of least resistance, and I look at the model, what I see, for instance, looking here at, Apple. Apple's really not, is Apple right now in a trend?
No, it's consolidating. Right?
Okay, so it's just consolidating.
Yeah.
Right. So it's in a big consolidation. Then Amazon, right? I don't know if you guys remember, but we said this is do you guys remember what this blue line is? Anyone?
$89, that price level.
Which one?
89, that blue line in the bottom.
No, the top one. This one here.
It's the POC of that consolidation.
That's a massive POC, guys. I've been talking about this for some time now. This is an ideal spot where I will take some Amazon puts. Some time here, but this can, guys, this accumulation here I had it drawn out was a very long accumulation that they had. 674 days accumulated, sold off, put in new lower lows, and now you're dragging it back up to the top. And look at the daily candle. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Now all we need, if you want to wait for confirmation, let them lose this level 155, 56, speeds up really, really fast. Safer bet would be below that as a December POC here, but I would buy time on put something like this, probably like May. And I would play all the way down. I'm saying like somewhere around here, 98 to 100. This will be my target here. Let's find this target. 94. I would give it time, but this would be what I would play. I doubt that these would be super expensive.
And if it goes up to the value area high of that consolidation, you just add in more.
Which one? I'm sorry. To the top here, I'd be a little careful. I would probably have a cut somewhere above here, because if you look at this node here, it's pretty wide.
Yeah.
So it gives me a little room, right, to work with, right? So I'm looking at symmetry between the POC and the shelves around it. So I'll probably put it somewhere in the middle of the skinny belly, my stop loss, right? So that way, if they really want it, or if you're really like, okay, give them more, you can put stop loss somewhere around here above the second volume node that's sticking out. And I think you could manage the position somewhere like, let's see. Let's say you get in here and you do this. I still think you would be, you'd be okay on the reward. So even if you do something like this, you're okay. And what you're suggesting is, do I add here? I'd be, careful, because they can definitely, whenever you have value area highs of massive levels, they like to spike and pretend that they're finding value, and then it's massive down. Because when you're breaking a level of a magnitude of, what I grabbed here, 3 years now, right? You really need a lot of aggressive buyers to step in. And I'm just thinking logically, fundamentally, what changed on Amazon between when they were at 90 and now?
They fired 20% of the workforce. That's a big change.
Yeah, it's a big change, yeah. But then what about their costs for the scale that they had with UPS and FedEx for shipping? FedEx and UPS said that their packages and the shipping rates are much lower, like much lower than before. So Amazon is not going to get a deal on shipping anymore. That cost is going to go higher. That's why they offset with labor. And then they're going to start offsetting the rest of the cost via non-labor. And then, the capital gets tight in the company. And every company right now, if you understand financials and corporate world, they're tightening their capital budgets right now. And when you tighten capital budgets, and if you can't amend your budget, a corporate budget via non-labor, meaning software, hardware, buildings, GRE, if you can't fix it there, where do you guys think they fix the budget? What's a variable cost for a company?
Staff.
Building and staff.
Prices,
People.
marketing.
You get rid of people, marketing, yeah, all the people, different, business units. You look at where do you have access, right? And I've done this before in my life, right? Where you look at it, right? You look at the absorption of your labor, you look at the demand of the projects that they're doing, you look at the MPV, the IRRs, and you're like, oh, well, this guy's been here, and I'm just being truthful. They're like, okay, well, this guy's been here 15 years, making 260,000. We can hire a college intern to do the same job.
Happens a lot.
You don't do the same job, but you know what it looks like? We're saving about $300,000 a year with the TCO on that employee.
That is so messed up.
It is, man. I'm telling you, that's the corporate world. And it gets uglier than that, what I'm telling you. I mean, the stories that I have, we've hired people a year before full pension was instated for them. So think about that. In a year, you get a full pension from a company, and they fire you a year before, so you're only going to get like a portion of it.
That's dirty.
Oh, they do it all the time.
Can you create lawsuits for that, or is that not a thing you can do?
Oh man, you sign a contract when you get a job.
Depends on the state.
It depends on the state, but most are maybe California. I don't know the rules in California. I would say in Georgia, good luck.
California, most definitely they can sue. You can sue with the wind blows. They hate corporations in the court system. The little guy is always the right guy, even if he's lying his ass off.
Yeah, I think California might be different, but yeah, in state of Georgia, you can.
Nah, we are also at will. We let people go recently. I can vouch for
you're
that.
at will too.
Yeah.
So I guess that's That's a big deal.
Shorty, how is IWM
Look,
looking?
Let's look IWM. And look where they, I just closed. Look where they bounced.
How about Verizon, Shorty?
Guys, you guys can catch this pretty much for the next 30 minutes. You can be done for tomorrow here.
Yeah.
Lows, reclaim. Now you're gonna go above. They're gonna clean this guy here.
Yeah, I cut most of that.
And they're gonna clean this guy here and then short. Verizon, I mean, they still have ways to go. I'm actually.
Yeah, I think they were about 39 today.
I mean, they had a big spike, man. I mean, they had 42 guys. I don't know if anyone acquired any Verizon, but this was our level.
I did.
For a 31.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of Verizon and AT&T. Oh
Yeah, I bought two right down there when we were talking about it months ago.
so AT&T is consolidating. They have ER.
The earnings.
Yeah, they had today.
They missed earnings.
But they beat the revenue.
Yeah, but everything is EPS, right?
See the EPS. I mean, it's not that bad.
The market is like that. For one side,
I mean, you have to look at with companies like this. You have to look at the attrition, the customers. You know, what is the average revenue per customer, and so on. A little bit more details on these if you want to look at fundamentals. But if, let's say, AT&T is able to crack this level right here, 1761, oh, the name of the game changes real fast for it. Then you can probably target this 20 here. You know, they're gonna be stuck here for a little bit between these two levels for now. And for me personally, guys, I don't plan on selling AT&T here. If any of you work in IT Corp and have friends in networking, ask them what are they running for their companies.
Fiber.
It's AT&T's. Mainly AT&T providing for, I would say, majority of this country is AT&T. Yeah, but Verizon has, I mean, it's gonna be here, Cuban. I would say we're probably gonna hit this 44 soon, but it's not gonna be as easy as we've gotten here, right? This was a good bounce, good buy. There was a lot of buyers, obviously, here that had limit buys.
Yeah, we'll miss that shit.
Yeah, I did not miss this one, but now, you know, I think you guys still had some opportunity with Wolf. I don't know if anyone was able to catch some of this or buy it.
yes, Wolf, I got just it started, very little.
Yeah, I got some Wolf, not a lot, but I got some. This is not bad at all. I would say this is not bad. The only thing that scares me is, that giant that.
Think you might come back to that level?
Well, because if this one starts pulling back, it's gonna pull Wolf with it, right? Just because they're in the same sector. So that's the only concern I have with Wolf.
Yeah.
Melly, oof, man, it's all the way up here. Wow. And
That's
Melly,
that's South America, what, Amazon, right?
yeah. Melly hit our level, actually. I don't know if you guys remember, but it hit our level for buying like perfectly here somewhere.
What's Baba doing?
Baba's gonna go to 120. Come on. So this was Melly. I think we had this POC and then the value area high somewhere.
No.
I'm not trying to be perfect here, but yeah, this was a really good, I mean, $1,100 later. I would definitely, if I had shares on this, I would not mess around with this supply right here. I wouldn't want to know who's behind this. This is major supply. They had one here, they sold off, then they reloaded here, and then look, they cracked this low here, they cleared it up, and then they went all the way to the bottom. I would not have any interest in buying here.
Time to sell.
LMT, I have shares of LMT, so wow. Let me see. Oh shit, they really sold off.
What's that one they somebody said the other day, Billy or something like that.
We'll take a look at it.
Remember that? That you said, "Oh shit, man, this got some great dividends."
Oh, you're talking about Haas Bros?
No, it said, I think it was Billy or Billy or something.
We'll check it. This is going 423. It's gonna have some buyers waiting there. I bought it cheaper, but I wouldn't be interested in buying it here. So you see here, this is a major flip. The only reason why I like LMT, if it does come back to this black line, I don't think the wars are over yet. So that's just my personal opinion, right? I think there's more to it. So, and they're sending rockets, like $3 million rocket to shoot a $15 balloon. So as long as they're doing that, LMT and Raytheon are gonna be doing really, really well. Yeah, this is headed to about 423. RTX report. See, RTX, like when you see a setup like this, you have to be very, very careful. So right now they're gonna trap some shorts here off of this low. Like this consolidation low, this was the high. But if they pull it inside, I mean, just look at the POC now here. You see that they can come back again to this level, about 85, and then they're gonna target this top here. They're gonna go here to 96. I'll probably sell Raytheon 96. I got it super cheap. Maybe he's talking about Baidu. Are you talking about Baidu?
No, I think we spoke about BIL.
Yeah, that's the one.
This one? I don't remember this one. Billy.
Yeah, it was way down there, and you said, "Oh man," and the dividends were like
I don't think this has dividends.
7 point something. You said, "Damn, man, thank you." You were thanking the guy for letting you know.
Oh, I think it was this one.
That's Hasbro, Cuban. That's Hasbro.
Oh, is that it? Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I like this one right where it's at right now. I would prefer to hit 45. I have some limit orders sitting at 45. Does anyone know why?
If there is a POC or something like that.
Yeah. Somebody did some.
I use this company's products a lot.
Yeah. So this one here has this POC, and then the one I would be interested would be somewhere around here because you have a value area low the next month matching with this POC. So if they're able to bring it here, my order's sitting up at 45, 55 or something like that, like here. So if they're able to come in, I'll take it. And you see that we're kind of below this major volume node. So if you're to draw the FVP here,
Yeah, I'm targeting earnings day, earnings night for the 45 level.
yeah, I would like 45. I'd buy quite a bit at 45. Their dividends is great. And if they, I mean, the only reason they can fall is if they wipe out the dividends and people start selling.
They're expecting this next week.
That was Asgard, you said?
Say it again.
The ticker was Asgard?
Hasbro. HAS.
Hasbro.
Harry Apple Sugar.
Yeah, honey apple sugar. There you go. All the sweets.
They're the company that own Dungeons and Dragons.
Scrabble or Monopoly.
What was the company that I saw? There's another company I was interested in. I was talking to somebody about it. I'll check my text messages later, guys. I'm looking to buy one more company. I just
Shorty, did you get JD a couple days ago?
No, I did not.
I got a little bit of JD at 2150.
I think some of you guys are probably doing well on it. Our range was somewhere here. I forgot the level. I think we had some levels at 21.
Yeah, you mentioned 21, and then that's where I get in. It's pay out very nicely.
Yeah, 21 was a great entry. I mean, if you got it, I would target 30 on this. I would not let go before 30.
Just like Baba, right? Like if Baba
Baba,
goes, this
yeah,
public
yeah.
will go too.
I mean, look at the Baba's chart. Looks fantastic now. It's just that people were late, and now those people that are late are going to help us tremendously here. This is a really, really giant green candle, right? And let's see, volume is picking up. So now what's going to happen is we're going to reject right here. But we're not going to go through this zone easy. Once we crack this zone here, then you're targeting about 100. My ultimate exit, I'm going to sell it. I don't know if you guys know, I don't like a lot of Chinese investments in my portfolio. Nothing wrong with them. I'm just scared of the geopolitical risk with the United States and what it can do with delisting. I don't know if you guys know, there's a lot of talks about delisting some of the Chinese stocks at one point with Trump. And if he was to win back and he says something about delisting, it's going to wipe me out. So as soon as they come closer to 120, I'm out. Right. And that'll be a good return. And I have a decent chunk here, guys. Yeah, what? 80%? I'll take it.
Shorty, can you check IWM once?
Yep. Small caps. Yeah. Oh man, what a trap. Wow, what a trap. Yeah, it's going a lot lower. For confirmation, let them lose 190. Once they lose that, they're headed towards 173.03. I mean, there's some decent buying here.
Yeah, I see a very, high value node around 185, 186 in 6 months volume profile.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't see a reason why they would not go at least somewhere here. 174 to 173 seems very doable. Do you guys remember how many times I said I hate this stock because a single news does shit like this? Do you guys recall that? I think I've said it millions of times. People ask me, here, single news on the stock, and look what it did to it. Yeah,
But it's your favorite stock to play, you know that.
I'm sorry?
It's CK.
Oh, CK. You remember when we shorted this bad boy here somewhere?
We did. We did.
No, but I got your favorite boy. I'll bring him up if you want.
Man, not this one. Burned me twice.
Yeah, so my mentor only plays Caterpillar. Like that's bread and butter. That's all he does. Caterpillar all day. Not
Shorty,
sure
the
who's buying it here.
Triple M, it had a nasty candle on a weekly.
Yeah,
So like a
I heard
news driven.
that was earnings. Yeah, it was definitely earnings. Wasn't it earnings? Yeah, earnings. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. I'll have to read their report, actually. Let me put that on my notes.
I loaded up again at 96. I sold like a 108.
I bought a lot, but I didn't even know they had earnings. I plan on holding this for a while, but man, I wouldn't mind selling it before earnings. But it also could have gone, parabolic to the upside. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep buying it. And I think we identified this to have a level below like 70 something. Yeah, here. It's headed there now. Yeah, this is it for it. So I'm just gonna wait. I'll buy a handful here because my average is about 96, I believe. I'll check.
Yeah, that 2024 projection is horrible. That's why the sell-off came.
The projected earnings, EPS.
Yes. Yes.
Not every company is gonna have that. But think about this: all of these estimates, they revised their estimates for this Q4. I mean, you know, Tesla's had a really, they had, they revisited and they dropped it by like 37% on EPS on the target. So let them drop good companies. I like when I can get a good company at a discount. Yeah, I'd like to buy this at 78. Scary part is if you lose this, they're gonna quickly go back here somewhere. So that'd be the only drawback on this. Yeah, but this is a huge level coming up here. Yeah, I like 78. Okay, so if I can get this, I'd buy probably 4 or 5 times the amount that I have now on this one.
And then I cut that drop right there.
You did?
On NQ, yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh,
I didn't get the whole drop.
I got both candles.
Did it drop off of that level?
Yeah. Yeah. Now here we might get a bounce here, so that's why I got out.
Went from like 11 to 92.
Yeah.
I should have been playing this. No, they're
So
gonna.
it's $700 right
There it
there.
goes. There it goes. Cleaned it up.
Yeah, that's why I got out, and they might. It looks
they're
like they're
going
going.
lower.
Yeah, they're going. They keep going.
Now you want them if you're gonna play this, right? You'll want them. I'm just doing play action. If you need them to clean this up, once they clean this up, they can go. But this is a nasty candle here. Oh man, that was a good short. Man, you should have said something.
Sure was.
Yeah, man, that's there it goes.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna reverse it.
Yep.
So ES is at a major support here at 94. That's where I went long earlier. I got off.
Yeah.
They don't have much to sweep here, so see harder 1 minute candles. And you see this, is anything happening here that you should notate on this candle? What's happening here?
The volumes.
It's finding value.
Well, there's a stopping volume, right? This is
Yes, yes, anomaly.
So most likely they're gonna bounce higher. My level would have been go long here off of 92. And they're gonna get stuck right here. They're gonna reject. Right here, they're gonna reject. And now this becomes a problem. If they can't crack this, they're gonna put in a lower low. And they're probably gonna hit the top of that little box I drew. Let's see now. They have to go. They have to go now. Otherwise they're in trouble. Hopefully they, if anyone took along, hopefully they go for you. I just don't like when I see this peak above and fail. I think ES saving the day here. ES is at a major, major support, guys. Yeah, ES is absorbing here, guys. I think ES is gonna pump. There it goes. They're not looking back. They're gonna go back to the top now. Well, 4. You see the volume is not really there, so. Yeah, they gotta fix this little imbalance they left.
You think it'll make it all the way to 04?
I hope so. I have an order sitting there.
Oh, that's the top of the spike. I had a different level.
I remember it was 14 and 4. I took ES.
Oh, 14 for. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought I was looking at ES and the numbers were not matching up. No shit. Yeah.
They should hit this because ES is gonna push it now, or at least ES is at least gonna try right here.
But when you get a chance, can you look at BMY?
Which one?
BMY.
DM.
B. Bob Marley and YOLO.
YOLO. No, YOLO. What is this? Cool, man.
Pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceutical? Oh, man. Man, they sold it off. There's somebody offloaded the inventory here, man.
Man, Shorty, I was playing the orbs today. They played like a charm.
They always do.
They hit like a.
Only
The levels hit like a charm.
365. Because if you think about it, when the market became too short here, at this value area low, they pumped it. Then they shorted it here again. They pumped it. They shorted here. They pumped it. So let's see what happens now. But you see the volume here is actually different than any other time you had. Every time you had volume, it was falling down here. Price action down while volume's picking up. So
I think there's a closed weekly cloud there.
on the bottom?
Yeah, right there.
Where's the monthly?
Monthly is monthly is a little bit above. It's like around 56. It's open.
Hey, Shorty, I have a question. The other day I was looking at the price going, and
I
it was
wouldn't buy this here personally, just FYI. I wouldn't buy this. I don't know what they do and what they are, but I wouldn't buy it here.
Sounds good.
That's me. Might have a different opinion though.
the other day I was watching the price going into a close cloud, and it was inside.
Okay.
Now, is that can happen? It just doesn't break it, right?
Depends which cloud you're on, right? If it's like a 5-minute cloud.
No, it was a 15.
Yeah, so I mean, those are for scalping, right? 15 minutes.
Okay, so that can happen.
Smaller time frame. A lot changes within 15 minutes.
About 30 minutes.
Well, twice as less change on 30 minutes, right? So when I look for clouds for shares, I'm looking on those excessive clouds of monthlies, weeklies, because to move that, you need months worth of data.
I got you. So price most likely when they get there, they reject. They will not go inside a closed cloud, correct?
They should not break them, and you want the MACD to be more than -1.
They'll go in. They don't normally go all the way through.
Okay, that's what I
They
wanted
can
to
go
know.
to the top of the cloud. And
Okay.
occasionally they do break through, because I've seen frickin' Boeing, I think, did that.
So if they break through and come back in, that's that's called
Well, it depends where it's at. Like, where's the price action relationship to the cloud?
mm,
And they just fixed this.
Would you short NQ here or wait till it gets up to 14?
I'm trying to see if they're gonna have a big old candle here. I just switched to NQ in 15 minutes here to see they're actually absorbing. There's a stubborn seller at 04. He's pretty aggressive. And then a really, really stubborn at 17. 15, 17, big seller.
mhm. Oh yeah, there was a big old. At 17, there's a sell side imbalance there.
If they're smart, they will hit 4 here within the next 5 minutes. get people excited and then fail there and then short. All right, guys. Well, I'm about to fall asleep, even though I slept about 18 hours today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys had a good session, and see you guys
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Shorty.
Thanks,
See you guys.
Thank you, Shorty. Have a rest.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone. Take care of yourselves.